important is the Talia signing, Rory?
Well, we haven't heard anything. I think it's you guys that have sort of spread a bit of stuff, but I haven't heard anything yet. And that's all I've got.
If he was to remain, it'd be a vote of confidence in what the club's doing, what Pike is doing, I'd imagine.
Oh, look, what Pike is doing is creating a really team-orientated atmosphere inside the footy club, and that sort of style of footy as well. So we want to obviously keep guys around, and Tali's an unbelievable footballer, and he's so strong down back, crucial part for us. So hopefully we get some good news at some stage.
He's a great teacher of men too, isn't he, Tales?
Great what, sorry?
Teacher of men.
He's
of the back six, you know.
He's been very good for that back six. They're pretty young still, so he's only 25 himself. So we're asking a lot of him to lead that back line, but he's such a mature person, he can do that.
You talked about Pikey creating a culture. Has it been a fun pre-season? I know you had the music playing, all that sort of stuff. Has he added a little bit of fun to the environment?
It's definitely been a really enjoyable place to come into, and I think that's a huge part of learning. I reckon if you enjoy the workplace you come into, I think you'll learn better, and that's what we're trying to create in here.
There's talk Brodie Smith's re-signed as well. Might be more from our end than what you know, but how important is it? Like we've just talked about Tali, but Smith as well. Just they're very big pillars in that back structure, aren't they, going forward?
Look, again, I'm not sure if he has or hasn't yet, but look, those guys down back are absolutely crucial for us. I mean, Tali has been All-Australian, so has Brodie, Luke Brown, Rory Laird. They've always finished really high in our best and fairest. So these guys are such team-orientated players, and they're the guys we want.
Was it personally a little bit of a frustrating year for you last year with those concussions?
Oh, not at all. I mean, we're pretty lucky to only miss, I think, 5 games or something in the end. And during that time, I got to learn a lot about sort of coaching and what I could do as a leader when I wasn't playing as well. So I really saw it as a positive. And yeah, I mean, I got to wear a helmet for a week as well, which was a bit of fun.
Do you see yourself as one of the main leaders now within that midfield group?
The start of that.
Do you see yourself as kind of one of the main leaders? Obviously, Tomo's there as well, but within that leadership group this year, going forward?
Oh, look, we added a couple to our leadership group, so we've got 7 of us this year, but the aim is for us to get 14, 16 guys that are leaders on field, because I think the more you have game day, the stronger you'll be.
How's that knowledge, you said you learned a fair bit about coaching while you're out, how's that knowledge sort of impacted your pre-season?
I suppose just what you pick up from the coach's box is so much different to what you see out in the ground, so there might be similar trends I'll pick up on when I'm playing that you can sort of hear the coach's voice in the back of your head trying to solve those sort of problems. So there's just little things like that. The way you can change momentum in games probably are the key ones for me.
So has it changed the way that you sort of do anything on the training track?
I don't think so. It just probably emphasises the more, as I was just touching on, the more players you have that are coaches on ground and at training, the more guys will learn and the better your team will be.
How do you see your role this year? We all know that you're a tough footballer, but you've had a bit of a chance to play slightly more outside with Paddy Dangerfield there. Now he's gone. We expect you on the bottom of every pack this year.
No, not at all. We'll spread that load. I mean, with the limited rotations, I think guys are going to have to play multiple roles. So that'll mean playing inside mid to wing, half forward, half back. Those sort of roles guys are going to have to rotate through. But look, we've got such depth in our midfield now, I think we'll cover that fine. I mean, guys like Jared Lyons, Kamel Shellman, Mitch Grigg, Matty Crouch, Brad Crouch as well. These guys are all waiting for their turn to stand up in that midfield, and now they get that chance.
Personally, we expect more of the same from you.
Absolutely, I think, and like everyone wants to improve, so that's what I look to do.
Will this be the year we see the Crouch boys really let off the leash?
Well, it depends how much. Like those two are like little bash brothers together, but like at each other, I'm talking. Like they just bash each other the whole time on the training track. So they provide a very enjoyable, I suppose, very enjoyable for us to watch them train together. But I can't imagine how good it would be to play football with your brother. I do have an older brother, and I think playing football with him would be up there with one of the coolest things they'd be able to do. So those two are very lucky that they get to do that.
Just on your role, Rory, are you expecting tagging or to be tagged more this year with Danger gone?
Oh, not at all. I suppose that just comes week to week. We've got, as I mentioned before, we've got so many guys we'll share the load with through the midfield, and it's never just going to be up to one player to really stand up in each game. That's how midfield's always worked, and I think that's why we've had success through that midfield.
You were certain starter this week?
Absolutely. I'm so keen to play. Yeah, it'd be a good trip to Perth.
What do you get out of these kind of things? Is it a really good test for you guys over there? What do you sort of think about it?
About these games?
Yeah, how important is it really?
Well, I think it is. I mean, you want to get some good touch before the season starts. And I suppose with the changes, again, in the limited rotations, I think it's a good chance to try and practice maybe sticking out there a bit longer, because you're going to have to expose yourself to longer minutes on the ground and as I said before, changing positions on the ground. So I think it's a great chance for us to learn a few of those roles. And then for our young guys as well, you saw a couple of them debut on the weekend. It's another great chance for guys like that to get a taste of AFL and see what it's like.
Mentioned the young blokes. Do we expect to see maybe Troy Menzel and Curly Hampton playing their first games for the club this week?
Yeah, not sure yet. We'll leave it. Obviously, Pike will make that call, but I think we're pretty much, most guys are pretty fit and ready to go. So we're really lucky in that sense. We've got basically everyone to choose from, and if we choose to rest some blokes, we can do that. But I train with a fair few of those guys on the weekend, and yeah, we've got a lot of depth at the moment, which is really exciting.
If you do choose to rest a few guys and play a younger side, it might mean that the game's a little bit tougher than the 20-goal, 100-point win that was on the weekend. Is that, do you get more out of a game like that, do you think, where you've got to sort of fight a bit more?
Oh, look, you can only play who you play, really, and in terms of us, we're going out there to win every game. I think that's an important part of building a strong culture, is you teach young guys how to play a winning style of footy, and the style we've created here, I think that'll certainly show each week. So we'll go over there with a strong side again and expect to perform.
You need to see that style regardless of who's playing, is that what you said?
Absolutely, yeah.